Hey guys, it's Green Day Bowser. Here's another creative sim, this time Psymon Stark from SSX 2012. I've been doing a lot of SSX stuff, but I mean, hey, I should, because if I do get a thingy for the systems, I'll record it, but anyway, so I tried to mix his old and his new looks, and I guess I ended up doing more new than anything, although his hair is spikier, so it is kind of old, and then I gave him his piercings because it's stupid how they took them off. Like, if you look at the actual model for 2012, he doesn't have any of his piercings anymore, and usually when you get piercings, you keep them. I mean, some people don't. His face, I used, again, like I said in the Alex video, I used the model for it. So I looked at the face in the picture model. I have hiccups again, apparently. But anyway, so his face is really weird close up. But from farther away, the farther away you get, the more decent it looks. Like, I guess the proportions look better when they're farther away than when they're closer. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't usually make my faces this way, as you've probably seen from my other creative sims. So, but, like, the farther back you get, the better he looks. And it looked better lighter, because he has lighter skin. It's just, the sim that I actually was basing him off of, well, not him, but the sim I started as a model was, actually, older me. I aged myself up and did stuff to him that I kind of want to do when I get older. But anyway, I got a mod jacket for him, like a custom content jacket, which I couldn't find, and I ended up not going with it. The jacket he's wearing now was the one I went with, because it looks better, and it has the patches on it and stuff. But I did originally get that for him, but then I was like, this looks stupid, and I went back and I got that one, and picked that one from university instead, because it looks better. I made it a little bit brighter green, and then I made the shirt a lighter white. And then the pants, I used the same pants I used for my rocker, but I changed the textures to be camo, which is because he does have camo, but I don't really like how the colors came out. I colored it like the real colors, but because of the way the pattern itself is, it's not as good as it could have been. I know it could have been better, definitely. But this is the brown, and then there's the green and the black. And then I messed around with it a little bit, and then I ended up just going back, and that's what it ended up being like, even though it's not that good. And then shoes, I gave him boots from the base game, actually, because they're kind of cool, and I mean, I got tired of using all the same boots that I always use. Because for the girls, it's university, and for the guys, it's the other base game boots. I think there's another pair. That or it was university also, but anyway. So I took off the piercings that he originally had, and I changed them. He has an eyebrow, a nose, and a mouth ring, because that's what I went with him. And then I ended up making him a little bit wider and musculier because I noticed he was really thin, and Psymon has never been thin. In the older games, he was built like super awkwardly. He had these huge muscles, but his legs and his waist were thin. And then SSX 3 and SSX 2012 kind of balanced it out to make him more blocky than muscly, but it still works. I ended up using a mod shirt, which is a combination of different store outfits that this one guy used to make that, like the long jackets from one and the ties from the other, and, you know, different stuff. And then I think the pants are either university or supernatural. And then the shoes I used were university, and then I put his piercings back on because he wouldn't take them off. He's not the kind. And then I ended up giving him a tattoo, and it's the same one I used for my dark guy. It's just because I was trying to find, I spent like 2 days trying to find chain tattoos for Psymon, and I could not find them, and it made me so mad because I'm like, Psymon has chain tattoos, it's not Psymon without them. And I ended up just saying screw it, and I used that. And you may notice he doesn't have any body hair, but that's because you never see it. Like, his model in Tricky is the only one that you can see skin on, and he doesn't have it. And then in 3, I guess he doesn't either, but you can see the arms in certain outfits. But anyway, I ended up having to fix all that, and then, yeah. I ended up using stuff I use all the time, because, I mean, I feel like he's somewhat generic with that stuff. His traits were the fun part, though. I mean, it'll be fun to mess around with him in town, because he's interesting. I mean, it's Psymon, come on. He's Daredevil, inappropriate, insane, mean-spirited, and unstable, because that is basically what he is. And I gave his wish to become an astronaut because it's the craziest thing in this game. I don't even know if he's ever going to do it, but, you know, there's that. And here's all the spin-arounds. The house part is when things get fun, because, you know, I always have the house at the end. This is when things get really interesting, because I made his house really weird, and you'll see why in a second. So here's his house. If you look at the placement of the furniture, especially his kitchen, I totally screwed around with using Alt to move things off the grid and rotate things off the grid. because he's such a weird person. I feel like everything would be lopsided and he wouldn't even care. He has a wall shower without walls. His stuff in the kitchen I'm pointing at right now, and dining table and the couches there, are all lopsided and on angles and awkwardly placed. His TV has no stand. His bathroom is all old style. And there he is being insane in the mirror because it's him. But you know, so he's making weird faces. And like, it's weird. His bed's super lopsided, and if you didn't notice, his motorcycle's outside. And the walling is all the free paneling, so there's that too. But yeah, Simon's weird, so there's that.